Hey everyone, it's Dr. Nick and Mike Sebastian, the Dream Team here with Divine Guidance Institute and Spiritual Solutions. Did you know there's a protection system built into your soul that warns you ahead of time, warns you if good stuff's coming, and warns you of devastation? And today we've got three true
Three
stories.
crazy stories about
Crazy
people
stories,
who
yeah.
are using what Nicole just talked about, getting protection when they didn't even know it was coming, and how to use that built-in protection. What is it, like a built-in guidance system? Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah.
Okay. So how to tap into that and maybe get the answers before it arrives. So this is really going to be fun because the stories themselves are very, very,
What are they?
they're graphic and they're gritty, and and when you hear them, you'll go, whoa, that is life. That's what life is like
You
every
know,
day for most people.
You know what? I kind of see it as all in one: priest, doctor, counselor, and a psychic, all in one.
Mhm.
When you start using these tools, that's literally what you turn into.
You know what's cool about it? The benefit is we don't have to look to these, because
No,
that's what I've
no,
found. When I go through these experiences, I don't look to anyone else.
no.
I've really already got the answers within me. So,
That's why we call it trust yourself.
yeah.
Trust yourself's the name of this book. The name of the system's trust yourself. And trusting yourself. So let's get into it.
All right. Let's hear the first story.
The first story involves John Travolta. John Travolta, can you believe it? So a friend of ours is going on a blind date,
All right.
and she's doing the online dating thing, right?
And blind date, does that mean you get blindsided? That's why they call them blind dates.
Hey, no doubt,
Yeah.
right? Good
Pretty
point.
much all the
That's a
time.
good point.
81% of the people get blindsided. So there you go.
That's a great point, honey. Yeah, for sure. And this is why the tools are so beneficial. Okay, so she has a dream the night before. She's doing the online dating thing.
All
So
right.
she has this dream, and it's John Travolta naked chasing her around the house. And this is explicit, guys. Okay. So here's your warning. This is explicit. He has a dick implant. Okay. And he's running around the house, chasing her around the house. And that's the whole dream. Now she wakes up. She's a little freaked out. She's apprehensive. She calls us immediately. She's like, hey, what do you think? Do I need to cancel this date? What? And so we tuned in, and immediately, it was revealed. The dream decoded was simply, it's a guy with a big ego, and he's got a sex addiction. Okay.
Mhm.
No need to call off the date. Now you know what you're dealing with. Big
Right.
ego, sex addiction. And as you mentioned, what did you say earlier? It was too
It
funny.
sounds like everybody I know. A
No
big ego
shit.
with a sex addiction. There you go.
I think
Everybody
so.
I talk to, that's where they're at right now. It's all me, and it's all about getting laid.
Oh, that's too funny. And we can back that up with stats, actually, but we won't get into that. That'll be for another show, the sex addiction stats. But anyhow, so, okay. So she said, okay, cool. I feel better. I'm warned or prepared.
Mhm.
I'm going on this date. So she goes. The next day, she calls us. She goes, you're not going to believe this. She said, we were having an in-depth conversation, her and this guy, right?
Mm.
And she says, he actually shared with me. Well, first off, it was no doubt that the guy had a huge ego. And then he shared with me that he really enjoys sex. He's very sexual. And then he says, you're not going to believe this.
What is it?
He
What did he say?
says,
What did this monster say?
he says, I have a penis implant.
Oh my God. Odds are 1,000,000 to 1 on that. Really?
No shit. I couldn't. This is like holy moly,
All
next
right.
level stuff. Her dream showed her he had a sex addiction. Her dream showed her he had a big ego. And her dream showed her he had a dick implant. And then only to be, that he shared all those things with her,
Right.
at the date. He was giving her a snapshot, letting her know I'm
Right.
very sexual. So be warned. And yeah, I have a dick implant. So we've got to deal with that a little bit if we decide to, go further, consummate the relationship. So anyway, it didn't last long. What were you going to say?
I think maybe that changed her whole. Did it help change the way she perceived dreams? Like how accurate they are sometimes. The message sometimes, is really literal. It's not just figurative. So that really probably helped her get a new level of looking at
Yeah,
dreams.
new level is right. Absolutely new level. She was already working with stuff. That's why she, working with us,
Right.
and she knew to
Right.
reach out. But to find out that it was
Yeah.
a play-by-play, the dick implant sealed the deal. So yeah, it's like pure gold. Those dreams, that data is pure gold. That guidance, pure gold.
That is
Wow.
pure gold. That's
Indeed.
outrageous.
And
Actually, that's outrageous. All right.
they dated for a little while. It was long distance.
Right.
So it didn't last long, maybe a month or two, and that was it. But anyhow, the bigger message, the bigger thing was about the dream revelation. And so yeah, so now let's move on. Okay, the next one, this is good stuff actually. This one. Palm tree. The palm tree revealed the future.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does a palm tree, did the palm tree like speak to the person? I see it coming.
It actually spoke, but you had to learn how to
Listen.
Yes,
Yes.
nice.
Listen.
That's what we're talking about today. These things are speaking, they're guiding 20, and it's our job to learn the language.
Learn the language and listen. And that's something that for me every day too, I run into that. And when suddenly I start seeing signs or feeling gut feelings,
Mhm.
and I realized I was quiet for a minute and I wasn't listening
Mhm.
all day long until I was silent
Wow.
and maybe just standing there waiting to do something. And I started hearing
Mhm.
the language. It started coming in and getting the nudges and the gut feelings and actually seeing different things that connected all the
Mhm.
signs, and got to be quiet to hear it, I think. Yeah. What do you think? Yeah.
Well, quiet, but no, but yes and no. I mean, it's on autopilot. So once you start
Mhm.
tracking your data,
Right.
it just bubbles up. It bubbles up from reality and you notice it. So it's really effortless at that point. It's just kind of an ongoing dialogue,
Yeah.
really.
Maybe
But
just being aware of it helps a lot,
there we go. That's nice. That's real
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. Being aware, which is why we're doing this podcast,
Right.
right? To help people get aware and learn how to decode, how to learn the
Yep.
language, how to
It's your wake
decode.
up call. Hey,
Wakey, wakey. Y-
Dakota.
Okay, so palm tree. Yes, back to the palm tree. So here's the deal. Yeah, this is a good friend of ours, actually. When we lived in Phoenix, she wakes up to find the palm tree laying in the front yard,
Mhm.
right? There's no storm, there's no wind. It's like, how in the heck did this happen? So she calls us and she's like, what do you think of this? Because remember, anything bizarre, right, is a
Right.
message. Anything bizarre or a coincidence,
Right.
there's a message for you. And so she knows this from hanging out with us and whatnot. And she
Mhm.
says, "What do you think?" And so Michael and I, you and I, we tune in, and life's about to be uprooted. Your life's about to be uprooted. But hold on. But that doesn't mean bad necessarily. No. It's just a little preview, a little snapshot for her to let her know, hey, something's about to
Right.
change, right?
And it can always be, people think it's negative, but it can be positive
Mhm.
as well. If you hit the lottery for $10 million, your life really gets uprooted. Everything changes, but it's all for the good. And it goes both ways, even with palm trees laying on your lawn. So what's
Nice.
the message on that?
A life's about to be uprooted. So here's what happened. So she's like, okay, so now she's prepared, right? Now she's prepared. Okay. And she's kind of just like heightened awareness, like, okay, well, yeah. And so 1 month later, her husband gets a promotion, job promotion,
All right.
and they end up moving across the country.
Wow.
Yes. So it was a great
It was a
warning.
great warning.
Uh,
And she paid attention. And
mhm.
I mean, we acted as the
Harbinger.
palm readers.
Oh, cute.
We're the palm readers.
Oh, it's
Oh,
funny.
I need a palm reader. There we are. Read those palms.
That's funny. Oh my God, I love it. That's cute. Yeah. Oh, you know what? That just reminded me of what our next show could be on. Yeah. Good deal. Yep. Okay. We'll get into that later. All right. So yeah, she was warned and with anticipation,
Yep.
heightened awareness, and it was all good. Yeah. They moved
Mhm.
promotion, big promotion, and moved across the country. And, life just keeps getting better. Right. So anyway, okay. Um, and the next one, intuition. It's an intuition story. This is wow, this is a car crash. Yeah, this is a car crash. And our client who works, I mean, she knows the tools. Thank God. Thank God these
Mhm.
people, well, that's why the stories were shared and the guidance was taken seriously. She was on the highway and there was a guy in front of her, and her inner voice said, slow down, get away from this
Mm-hmm.
guy, get away from this guy, slow way down. And
All
so
right.
she listened. She listened, but the minute she slowed down, he lost control of his car. He bounced off this wall over to this wall, then back to the middle. Then his bumper fell off and landed right in front of her car. Like, had she been driving where she was, she would have
Right.
been mixed up in this
Right.
accident. And instead, she had stopped, and so she ended up watching this
Wow.
accident
Mm.
instead. And then the bumper landed right in front of her car. So she avoided that too. And it would have been just a catastrophe.
Mhm.
I mean, she says literally, like, she knew her life flashed before her eyes as she not listened.
Wow.
Mhm.
You know, what a warning. And that reminds me, like, on a daily basis, that being aware, what you mentioned earlier, just being aware of the system, we're kind of listening in the background, if not completely consciously sometimes, but we're aware that we're got that communication going on, so we're really being protected. That gives us a chance to sidestep that adversity that normally would have just kicked our butt. So she, you know, she did good, like paying attention
No
to it.
doubt,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that reminds me of, you got to share this story before we close. When you were driving down the highway, and Spirit, what Spirit did for you. This story is so cool, guys. You got to listen to this.
Sometimes it'll step in. The universe steps in, Holy Spirit steps in, God steps in, whatever you want to call it. The result is the same. And I was going to be I was on a road where going 50, 60 miles an hour head on as I was going over the top
Of a hill.
and instead my whole car, you know, the dashboard lit up, everything shut
And
off.
there were
The whole-
several lanes of
yeah,
traffic.
the
You
whole
know, it
engine
was a
shut
highway.
off completely. And so I pulled to the right, and as I did, somebody went right past me. And guess what? They had a head on. Boom! They hit the person coming over the hill in the opposite direction. And it was serious. Like, there was people laying on the highway. The EMS showed up. I think there was 1 or 2 people killed. And it was like, I was spared. I was protected and literally removed from the equation. It said,
So,
I don't know whether Mike's going to hear
so,
this or not. So it stepped in
so,
and literally pushed me over.
so let me get this straight. You're driving down the highway, cars, and all of a sudden your car literally cuts out.
Right. Completely shuts down.
It shut down. You coasted. You literally coasted off the highway.
Right. And the rest of the traffic went on to have the accident. And then
Wow.
I was able to turn my car back on after it was all
So
over.
the car
Everything
was
was
still fine.
fine. There was no reason for it to shut down other than
Wow.
something had literally intervened
You
to
know,
protect me.
why do you think you were spared, Michael? Why you? This is before we got together, guys. This story, by the way, this experience. Yeah.
The truth,
Yeah.
the truth is we have a mission, and the mission is to share what we're sharing with you guys, that there's an internal protective built-in guidance system that guides us 24/7 through dream science and intuition. And that's why we wrote our 4 books on dream signs and trust yourself is the system. Look within, not without, to all the bullshit going on. That's the noise. That's the enemy. We've already got the answer. And I think I was protected so I could keep on doing what we're doing and giving back to people who need these tools because they're our inherent tools. It's not like you have to go earn them. They're there 24/7. And when you turn the system on, you can hear all that and you follow your gut feeling and you listen to your dreams, and the signs are all around us. That reminds me, how do we actually turn the system on to turn the volume up so we can hear all that? Is there a good word that we might use that could turn that on?
There is. There's a way. There's a good way. Why don't you share it?
2 letters, a vibrational tool, and when you change the vibration, you change the reality. And when you go HU, HU, you literally are turning the system on. It's like changing the channel on your remote.
You got your tools. You got dream signs and intuition, and we just shared 4 stories with you using those tools, those innate abilities. Right? They're on autopilot. They're 24/7. Track your data. Start noticing, and just because we're mentioning it, they're going to start noticing this
Yep,
stuff.
you'll be aware of it.
It'll be natural.
Yep.
Right?
And what happens when you become aware of something is it increases. over time, it
Nice.
gets
Yeah.
louder and
Right.
louder
Right.
and louder. And that's how the system works. And the more you work with it, it's like anything else.
Yeah. So the awareness increases, and then you
Yep,
start tracking your data, and then you get really good at it,
yep,
proficient.
yep,
And it's there anyway. So our point is, why not use it?
exactly.
It takes no extra effort, you know? So,
It protects you from getting blindsided. And who knows, maybe maybe you'll have a dream where you'll dream the 6 numbers that hit the lottery the next day. Considering the stories that Nicole just shared with you, that's not out of the realm. Everything is possible. You can get a snapshot of the future sometimes. It'll give you tremendous
well,
golden
those all
gifts.
were
Yeah.
snapshots of the future,
Yep,
actually.
exactly.
So,
The gifts will just come in.
and yeah, we did have a client with the lottery numbers, so, but that goes into karma and other things. So that's a whole nother podcast show if you're going to get the lottery numbers. But anyway, so,
Wait
uh,
until it gets to 100,000,000 and then ask. All right.
alrighty, guys. So start tracking your data. Start, just the awareness itself. That's all. Effortless.
Yep.
Yeah, and see what happens. And then share your stories and subscribe and share this podcast. And let's get rocking and rolling. And go to the website, divineguidanceinstitute.org. Everything's there.
Yep.
And our books, we call it your spiritual intelligence system, the spiritual toolbox. So get started right away with our books, do it yourself version. And let's get
Yeah.
rocking and rolling. Oh, and remember, we are a nonprofit through your donations. So it's all about the mission and it's all about the crisis.
And if you want to be an advanced divine solutions student, you can join our school
Yeah.
if you want. Divine Guidance
Yeah,
Institute.
that's
Yeah.
next level stuff is the school. So you'd have to be ready for that. But again, it's effortless, but it's a 1-year program.
Yep.
God, is it cool?
Very cool.
Yeah, wow. Anyway, all this stuff is on our website. So check it out. Check it out. Check it out. We've got the One Magic Word course going on too, and onesteptherapy.com. All different products everywhere. So check stuff out and share the message. All right. We'll talk soon.
Hey, you have a good one.
Bye.